thought it was going to be a lot more than that. Wait for the camera.
Oh, I knew they were going to do that.
This is the first time.
Can you see it? Where? Right there.
Oh, you can't see me. I'm right out of the race. Where have you been, by the way, Lady Jane? Oh, I need one of those itineraries.
You're right on camera.
Well, there we go. You know it? It's winter, it's dark.
Stay home.
Stay home and watch it on YouTube now.
I was thinking you were going to stay at home and watch it on the live feed. Oh. Oh, yeah.
They're all different requirements they say with
You don't talk for 2 minutes.
Thanks, Dick.
My computer keeps telling me to do My computer keeps telling me to Next time it comes up, I'll let I played sports, I could find the best game. You do that? Yeah, I'll get you. Maybe you'll get me. Oh, you got to rank your husband up.
I don't have any grenades.
Let's all rise, please. Last Deacon Dennis Esser of Christ the King Catholic Church to lead us in a word of prayer.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, how wonderful you are to us. How grateful we are for all of your magnificent blessings. We thank you, Father, for the glory of this season with your wonderful colors and refreshing temperatures. We thank you, Father, that we live in a country where we have the freedom to gather and to discuss and to govern ourselves. We thank you, too, for these men and women who have accepted the mantle of leadership. We ask you now to bless them, to provide them with your spirit, that all that is said and done here might be for the greater good and for your glory. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For those of you who are not aware, tonight we're doing our first live stream broadcast of the council meeting. So you'll be able to go to YouTube and see your friendly faces, or the backs of your heads. I guess our faces, the backs of your heads. Later on, or if you want to pull it up now, you can probably watch it on YouTube.
It's on. Just wait till this text, and so I can keep an eye on this.
Okay. Clerk Faulkner, will you have the roll call, please?
Steve Arnott,
Here.
Mike Scipio,
Here.
Greg Hudson,
Here.
Harold Grego,
Here.
Greg Wolf,
Here.
Connie Thompson, present, Jim Hughes,
Here.
Linda Bogus. I'm here.
There being a quorum of the City Council of the City of Dunbar this November 5th, 2018, I declare the meeting in order. first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the October 15th, 2018 council meeting.
So moved. Second.
There's been a proper motion by Councilman Crago to approve the minutes of the October 15th, 2018 council meeting, seconded by Councilman Hudson. Any questions or comments, discussion? Being none, all those in being none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carries. We'll interrupt for a second. We have a special announcement to make. Ron Burnside from the Sanitary Board has just now been sworn in to the St. Albans City Council as a council member. That's the reason he hasn't been here for the last couple of meetings. So he is a sitting council member of the City of St. Albans. So I'd like for everybody to shout out. He's been a tremendous asset to the city. He's responded to every request that's been made over the years, and I think he'll be a tremendous asset to the City of St. Albans, his hometown. Next item on the agenda is a mayoral proclamation. And the proclamation in harmony with Christian Heritage Week in West Virginia, November 18th through the 24th of 2018, as proclaimed by Governor Jim Justice. Whereas Thanksgiving Week marks the 27th consecutive Christian Heritage Week in West Virginia, thus continuing a tradition of annual proclamations beginning with Governor Gaston Caperton in 1992 through 96 and continued by Governor Cecil Underwood from 1997 through 2000, Governor Bob Wise from 2001 through 2004, Governor Joe Manchin from 2005 to 2010, Governor Earl Ray Tomlin from 2011 through 2016, and Governor Jim Justice in 2017 and 18. And whereas 208 mayors from 130 cities, towns, and villages throughout the state of West Virginia have proclaimed Christian Heritage Week since 2001. Whereas local churches are encouraged to participate with relevant Sunday school lessons, sermons, patriotic song services, youth programs, and prayer meetings. Now, therefore, let it be known that November the 18th through the 24th, 2018, Thanksgiving Week is hereby proclaimed as Christian Heritage Week in the city of Dunbar, West Virginia, and invite all citizens to join me in this observation, each in their own way. Thank you very much. Doesn't really take action. It doesn't mention motion that or not. No, doesn't require an action. Next item on the agenda is payment of invoices.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pay our invoices for this period totaling $232,114.14.
There's been a proper motion by Councilman Hudson to approve payment of invoices totaling $232,114.14. Motion was seconded by Councilman Scipio. Any discussion or comment? Being none, all those in favor of approving payment of the invoices indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is repair of the ADA access door at the rec center. It costs not to exceed $2,000.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve this ADA access door not to exceed $2,000 for the rec center.
Second.
There's been a motion by Councilman Wolf to approve the repair of the ADA access door to rec center at a cost not to exceed $2,000. That motion is seconded by Councilman Scipio. Any discussions or comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is to install the laminate floor in the rec center AV room and the kitchen at a cost not to exceed $2,900.
So moved.
Before we take the vote, I'll just go ahead and say that if you all been to the rec center during Food Bash or any other events, the floor is starting to deteriorate and heal up pretty bad. So this will restore it and be able to put a better look on the building and make it more suitable for some of the activities that we have in there, wedding receptions. So, there's been a motion by Councilman Craigo to approve the installation of laminate floor in the rec center at a cost not to exceed $2,900. Seconded by Councilman Craigo. Any further discussion or comment? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is payment number 4 on the streetscape project. Wolf Creek Contracting, totaling $65,889.40. This is the semi-final payment.
Move for approval. Second.
I don't know if you all noticed, but the lights are on 10th Street or on Dunbar Avenue now. There's a little bit of cleanup and restoration work the contractor has to do. We're holding about $57,000 in payments to them until all those items are cleared up, which we hope will be in the next couple of weeks. There's been a proper motion by Councilman Arnott to approve payment to Wolf Creek totaling $65,889.40. Seconded by Councilman Hudson. Any further questions or comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed, no. Next item on the agenda is to purchase flags and lights for the new streetscape light poles at a cost not to exceed $3,200.
So second that.
There's been a motion by Councilman Scipio to purchase flags and lights for the new streetscape light poles at a cost not to exceed $3,200. Seconded by Councilman Wolf. Any comments, discussions?
Mr. Mayor, can you explain what that is, please?
Yes, sir. If you all noticed in years past over on 10th Street during the holidays, we put up the snowflake lights and flag banners on 10th Street. So there's currently 14 snowflake lights, and the banners have pretty well seen their life. So we will continue decorating 10th Street and Dunbar Avenue on the new lights. It'll be, the flags will be a snowflake motif, which will last through the winter. And then the lights are the same snowflake lights that we've had in the past. We will alternate a flag, snowflake, flag, snowflake. So it'll have some continuity to the decoration as you go down 10th Street. Any further comments or questions? Motion second. So, okay. There's been a motion by Councilman Scipio to approve the purchase of flags and lights for the new streetscape light poles at a cost not to exceed $3,200. Seconded by Councilman Wolf. All those Is there any further discussion or comment? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The next item on the agenda is approval to transfer $8,099.80 from the general fund to the fireman's fund account, delinquent municipal fees.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion by Councilman Hudson to approve the transfer of $8,099.80 from the general fund to the fireman's fund account. It was seconded by Councilwoman Thompson. All those, any comments or discussion?
Mr. Chairman, just to comment, this is money collected from delinquent municipal fees, and so it doesn't get lost in the general fund or spent on other things. It's being transferred to a separate fund protected for the fireman's pension.
Any further question or comment? So you have a proper motion by Councilman Hudson. We've already gone through this, and a second by Councilwoman Thompson. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? No. Skip back up one item. Council brought to my attention. Tick passed it. The approval to issue payment to Asphalt Contractors Inc. in the amount of $50,115 for paving on Roberts Road, Oak Street, Home Street, Garnet Drive.
That's so moved. Second that.
I think there's an amendment.
Yeah, there's an amendment to finance.
The whole 25.
With the whole, I'll make a motion, we accept the payment with the whole 25% funds to its completion.
I'll second that.
There's been a proper motion by Councilman Farman to approve payment to Asphalt Contractors Inc. in the amount of $50,115, with 25% of that to be held in retainage until the repairs have been made to the work that has been completed. Been a proper second by Councilman Wolf. Any further comments or questions? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? No. And the last item on the agenda is approval to proceed with the hiring process of 3 new police officers.
Second that.
There's been a motion by Councilwoman August to approve the hiring process for 3 new police officers. It was seconded by Councilman Wolf. Any further question or comment? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. All right. We will proceed now with Chief Moss.
Evening, Mayor and Council, yes. First off, I have to thank the reserves again for everybody donated over, volunteered over 300 hours for the city, various projects, and control. This last week's not been a good week for pedestrians. Watching the news, we've had at least 5 kids struck and killed getting on buses, not in West Virginia, but in the surrounding states. 3 Girl Scouts were killed every weekend picking up litter along the road. Well, you heard about these stories. Halloween, we had a 14-year-old struck by a car at 18th and Charles. She was okay. We did have pedestrians stuck on the interstate in the last week, and that was fatality. With alcohol, probably back for that. This morning, the lights weren't working at 10th and Fairlawn, if any of y'all directly there. If you come up on an intersection and traffic lights aren't working, just treat that as a two-way stop, three-way stop, however many intersections the roads. Cars in the immediate right has the right way to get there at the same time. The lights are out, slow down, stop, consider it a stop sign. And with all that going on, we've received part of that $5,000 from the Governor's Highway Safety Committee for traffic enforcement over the next 5 months, and that will be split into DUI, speed enforcement in and around the schools, seatbelt, cell phone. So it's kind of a good time over the weather, getting darker. Windshield wipers are on, headlights should be on. Any questions?
You forgot one other very important thing. We're just awarded another $20,000 grant for a license plate reader for another vehicle.
We've worked on that, and that's been discussed with the council. That was awarded. LPR license plate reader will be attached to another vehicle. Those are useful in that control vehicle. Not other crimes associated.
Chief, trick or treating, you had a wonderful plan, because I've been out most of those trick or treat nights, and some I take it to a church or something, and it can get really rough in our town. And Chief this year had a plan to community police with extra reserves, extra officers, and bike patrol, and it was absolutely unbelievable how much difference that made. Around 6 o'clock, you could see a couple of the groups gathering, like happens every year. And about 6:20 to 6:30, once the word got out, and the way it was being policed, the interaction of families with the bike patrol, it vanished. I don't know if they went home or if they went to South Charleston, but it totally vanished, and that seemed to work for this city amazingly well. And you all and the fire responded so quickly with the earlier struck. Fireman Bowers was kind of in charge to coordinate with Kanawha County Ambulance, and just at the moment she was already gone, we were at the hospital. So both departments did a wonderful job. One of the biggest nights of the year.
There was a lot of kids, and I appreciate those comments. The incident with her was, her group was being chased by someone in a mask, and she just forgot that there was another intersection road and ran out into the car. So, thanks for that.
Keith Thornhill.
Mayor, Council. I'll start with our newest hire. Renetti back there has successfully at 93% passed his first big probation. So he's working out, and we're real happy. I'd like to see 96%, but we'll take 93. Don't worry. So he will be released to do more and carry out more, which will reduce our overtime expenses quite a bit. Last month I talked about, we've been doing a lot of extrication, rescue type training. Our department completed 191 hours of rescue training in October. Pretty impressive. Most important thing tonight for me, outside of our levy, which y'all know what I'll talk about. If you'll remember last year we did Operation Warm, where we collected monies and we bought coats for the kids here in local schools. We're doing that again. We started that up full force again today. I'm going to leave a few of these out front so you can get the information from us. You can make those donations directly to the fire department. But this year we'll be focusing on the primary school and intermediate, right?
Yes.
Yeah, primary and intermediate section. And this is just for those kids that cannot, one way or another, just can't afford coats. And we work directly with the schools to find out who they are. We don't make that decision. We need your help with that. And most importantly, police and fire levy tomorrow morning. You won't have to hear me say it anymore if you'll go past the thing for me. But really, all kidding aside, we need your votes. We need you to make sure you get out and support us. Get your family and your friends to go support us. It's not a new tax. It's not an increase. You're already paying it. It's a current extension of 3 police officers and 3 firefighters that are already on the job doing what they should be doing. With that, that's all I have. I'll take any questions anyone has.
Obviously, Mr. Bernstadt's not here, so we'll recognize him in his absence and congratulate him on his new appointment to the St. Albans City Council. He has been working very closely with Mr. Leishman and Mr. Elliott people on the 16th Street sidewalk repairs, curb cuts for ADA access, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll have that work completed, and trying to make our community more ADA accessible across the board, working with the highway department and what we can do here inside the city. Next will be the building inspector, Mr. Leishman.
Evening, Mayor, council citizens. Well, I'm happy to report that Francis Street is open. I don't have to go back up there. Today, we poured 2 curbs on 16th Street for the ADA accessibility. Worked with Scott's guys. Matt, who was in charge of that project, is off with medical issues, so everybody keep their thoughts for quick recovery. We're hoping we've already got 2 of the other opposing curbs cut out. We're hoping to have those formed up this week. Weather permitting, probably 4 on Tuesday, and that's what I believe we'll stop one last curb there. That's pretty much all I've been doing. Concrete. So if you got any questions or complaints or anything, please call or tell me now. Or I'll be back in my office on Wednesday. So if anybody's got any issues that need addressed, give me a holler. I'll take any questions.
Thank you. Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. Citizens, first of all, I want to thank everybody who came out and helped with the Boo Bash on the 27th of last month. It was pretty big. We had people waiting an hour outside to get in, just to get in. It was over 1,000 people. More than that. We gave out 750 hot dogs, gone. The only thing we really had left was s'mores. You know, you weren't pushing them fast enough. But I want to thank the Women's Club, all the organizations, Mary Connie, my work wife is Devin Porter now, all helped out with that. That was huge. There is more things we need to do to make it a little bit better. Every year you need to improve on it. One of them can be parking, a little bit more configuration to get more vendors outside, get more of the kids inside. But I do want to thank everybody who was involved in that. We really do appreciate it. Also on the 31st, the mayor, Chief Moss and myself went down to Shawnee Sports Complex and helped out with their spectacular they had. We sit down there for about 3 hours and gave out candy for about, what, 500 or 600.
Your son gave out candy. Okay? Don't give us credit for that.
He went around trick or treating and he goes, "Daddy, I got this." You know, we went and sat down and just, so we had to leave and go home to bed. But yeah, we did that. I just want to be, community partners with that and try to help them out any way we can. A few other things getting ready to come up. We're getting into the holiday season. First thing, we're going to have, again, we have the home decorating contest. And I just slipped the chief of police a note about them doing the judging. He tried to throw it off on the fire chief. I think the fire chief took it. He's in bed asleep at night. But yeah, we're going to start doing that, start December 1st. And run to the 13th. We'll pick one house from all 4 wards. We'll bring them in on the last council meeting in the month of December, and we'll present them with the awards. And don't forget the special night coming up too. Very handsome guy will be in a sleigh. Josh, December 7th, nighttime Christmas parade. Lineup's at 6 o'clock behind Ollie's. Parade starts at 7. Tree lighting right after that. We'll be taking pictures over here. We'll have hot chocolate and a few other things going on, but don't forget that. And Let's see. One other thing I need to say to you, Mr. Jason, I'm so glad you didn't have a camera on your bicycle here when you was patrolling. I seen the bicycle crew coming down the police department, I looked up and I tripped. And I grabbed the fence before I went all the way down. So they said, oh, we got that on camera with y'all. But that's all I have, Mayor. If anybody's got any questions.
Are you guys running a contest or something?
I know I'm better looking, you know, that's
I
the
ain't got enough
contest.
weight and it's hunting season, that's all.
Well, now you got our building inspector.
I'm not, I'm big budget.
That's all it is.
Yeah, well,
I'll be all back there.
I got the most grade, I'm the youngest.
well, while these guys are sitting here, I think you really need to give them and all the city workers and Beach a big round of applause, because this year, if you go out and look, the last couple months, I have seen less garbage along the streets and trash than I've ever seen in the city of Dunbar. They keep it picked up every single day. The grass is cut back closer than it's ever been this time of the year for the season. And the guys are getting ready to start going through the alleys, trimming the alleys back so they'll be ready for spring. And more than likely, they'll be going and cutting some trees down at the city park to open up the view from the deck over there.
Nowhere near buildings.
You're not gonna be there. We're gonna do this without your supervision. But I think, all in all, we're getting a lot of things done. Everybody's working together, and I think the city has really taken a really nice shine. I think you need to give everyone a big round of applause. Okay.
You want to bring up this
Your Parks and Rec.
week?
Your Parks and Rec.
All right, well, there's a couple more things, all right. This week,
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, finish.
all right. This weekend down at the Shawnee Sports Complex, they're having their first big soccer tournament. There's gonna be over about 100 teams gonna be down there. It's gonna be packed, the streets gonna be packed, but we're like to see what kind of business it's gonna bring towards our way. So Route 25, I say, is probably gonna be pretty chaotic trying to get back and forth. But it's also, you can also go down and watch the game. There's men's, kids, all different ages down there coming on. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all day. You may like to check that out.
Go down Charles Avenue.
Yeah.
They haven't figured that out yet.
What's it called? The Friends of Cold Cup.
Okay, Mr. Elliott.
Mayor Council says tomorrow there will not be any trash ran. Yeah, we're all, Lee's truck will be starting probably Thursday, which means if you've got limbs, get them out now. If not, they're gonna be left there for a few weeks till I can get the leaves out of the storms or out of the gutters and everything. The guys are cutting the alleys, as he said. If it grows out past your fence, and we're cutting it. It's coming out all the way to the fence so the stuff ain't dragging. When we get done with that, I hope to have you gravel in your alleys. Between the work that they're doing on 16th Street, the work they've been doing on Francis Street, and we just don't have the equipment to get into the alleys right at the minute, but it'll be coming. They're almost done, so as soon as they're done, we're gonna be working on those alleys before it gets too cold. That said, if there's any questions, I'll take them.
Where are we with the potholes?
Potholes are about 95%. We got most of the Ward 4 that was left Thursday, I think it was. And there's a little bit left, but we had to take and remove our equipment and move some dirt emergency type situations. So we're going to try the next 4 days to get it.
Charles Avenue is in your plan.
Well, Charles Avenue is a state route, and I have planned to fill up some of those, yes, and a few of the other things in town.
I think there's one over here at CGS that's they're gonna be working.
I'll check this one.
She is in, Gina.
All right, we'll give the citizens, anybody that wants to make a comment or Yes, sir.
Yes. I'll be brief. My name is Richard Lindsay. I'm the Democrat candidate for the West Virginia 8th District State Senate. I've seen a lot of you over the last several weeks and months. It's been a long campaign from primary to general. I want to thank you all for welcoming me and my volunteers on the streets in the city of Dunbar. I've felt welcome from the moment I've been here, again, for the last several months. I want to thank the mayor for welcoming me as well and helping me with the Boo Bash. I ran out of candy, my first time rookie mistake, and the mayor was helpful with a big bag of candy. Thank you, Mr. Jones, and everybody else who put the Boo Bash together. I had a blast. You guys have heard enough political speeches on TV, on radio, here, everywhere. But I want to say this because I think it's important. I was at a candidate forum in Putnam County, the Putnam County Chamber of Commerce. And the question was to the candidates, what is your role? How are you going to work with county commissions, development offices, towns, and cities? My answer was simply this: what do you need? The most important job a legislator has is to not only communicate the needs of his or her constituents, but also the needs of his or her communities, not to wait for a problem to arise. And so, should I get elected, I look forward to working with you, Mayor, and the city of Dunbar to make sure that the needs of Dunbar are expressed on the state level. Again, my name is Richard Lindsay. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
Can I raise a concern about Boo Bash?
About the what?
The Boo Bash.
Yes.
Having worked in public safety for 40 some odd years, the building, the amount of people raises a concern if they'd have had an emergency and the number of people on the inside and the capacity of that building. Just putting it out there. I know the fire marshal looks at things before events happen, but I hate to think that if he'd have been down there that night, he'd have probably had a heart attack. But the rate, and I was out front, and we were kind of, with Norma and some folks, we were kind of like in there, we couldn't have moved. I have no idea what these guys and the rescue people would have done had they really, truly, thank God we didn't, had an emergency inside that building. It would have been awful for them to try to have gotten in. I just say that in passing. That maybe we need to look at, you need to manage a little better about and move through a little better, or look at a larger place to have it, which would also take care of the parking. But I just need to put that out there.
Appreciate it. Anybody else?
I have something, Mayor. I would like to thank you guys for getting the flag and the light up on the mini park. It was addressed a few months ago, and we were just so excited. The Women's Club wanted me to thank you for having that taken care of. It looks great. We appreciate it. Thank you.
That's all beach.
Thank you, Beach.
I just had to let him off the lawnmower long enough before he could get to it.
It's great. We wanted to present the city with a new flag, and when I talked to him about it, he said, it's a new flag, so good.
Ready for
I again would like to commend our staff. Everything in town does look beautiful. Lights, paving, up in Ward 4, and I tell you what, we've had so many great comments going. It's been wonderful. The Boo Bash was a big success. The Fall Fest was a big success. Everything we're doing is coming alive, man. This town's moving on. Big thing is, I want to say thank you to the volunteers that's been happening. I know both of you have, and all these ladies right here and a couple of gentlemen here have been really working their tails off a long hours in. They did our safe community committee did a cookout there a few weeks back and raised good money in the pouring down rain. So thank y'all very much for what y'all been doing. Our next safety committee meeting and neighborhood watch meetings next Thursday night, 6 o'clock down in the senior citizen group. Hope to see everybody there. And, thank you very much for everything. Have a good Thanksgiving. Big thing is get out and vote tomorrow.
Jim,
Good.
this Thursday.
Have this Thursday.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, this Thursday. And get out and vote tomorrow.
Make sure you support the levy. I don't care who you vote for, just go vote. So the commercial will stop, and the flyers in my mail will stop, and the phone calls will stop. Just go vote, please.
Only thing I got is thanks everyone for coming out and vote yes on the fireplace levy.
Probably the most important constitutional right you have is the right to vote. And the cornerstone of any democracy is voting. So whatever your party, whatever you believe, vote. We can no longer have governments that are run by 30% of the people in the country, or 30% of the people in the county, or 30% of the state, saying this is who we're going to have run us.
Mine, what everybody else has said, get out and vote tomorrow and vote yes for the levy. It's critical for the continued operation of our city. And for all of those who have received all these really nice, high-end, high-dollar, slick advertisements, there is a use for them. My wife has been remodeling our kitchen, and believe it or not, they make the best paint etcher that you can find. They are thick, they are slick, the paint does not bleed through them, so don't throw them away. It's a waste to throw them away. They are a useful item, and if you don't like this particular candidate, you can use those to paint with first.
What's your address? We'll drop them off to
Just remember to go vote yes for the levy.
Y'all been urged time and time again tonight to vote tomorrow, and I joined with the rest of them that said that. And I know one thing, I asked you to vote wisely, which they want you to do too. And I'll have to say, this group and the groups that comes up here has proved that you can vote wisely, because I based that all on the last city election. So thank you for coming.
Just encourage you to go vote, and maybe we'll get some peace after tomorrow.
I'd like to echo what Greg, Councilman Hudson said earlier, that trick or treat night was police and auxiliary and volunteers. I think Greg volunteered. The presence was, they were everywhere. That very much was appreciated. And I think I mentioned this one other time. I had a lady go to church with me, who lives up in Granby. And she had mentioned to me about how to get trash picked up. I called the mayor, mentioned to Scott, and she told me the very next day they cleaned it up. It hadn't been cleaned for several months. She told me again Sunday that it's already been cleaned again, and she wanted me to pass it on to the city. Appreciate the effort. And I agree, and I would agree with everyone to get up.
May I make it unanimous for the council with mine? I forgot. Vote. Vote early, vote often. Vote often.
Name upon your card.
Yeah. True. And don't forget the levies, it's very important. And Mr. Mayor, with that being said, for the good of the order, if there is no other city business, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Meeting adjourned.
Oh. Yeah, I know, I didn't ask her. Well, she'll be good too. We both gotta go to the Octo appointment together. So.